Alright, I have no idea what this vlog is about, but I keep getting called to do it, and I feel like I gotta do it, so I'm just gonna go with it. Um, yeah, lately I've always been soul centric, really, and it's kind of like, um, you know, a lot of times people have things that they're like that they just keep to themselves mostly. I've been like a closet soul journeyer my whole life, but the symptoms were apparent. But now to put a label on it, yeah, I'm like soul centric. Um, I'm getting better at it. I'm not part of being better at it is being open about it and naked with it in a nude way. Like without any coverings or veils or blankets or anything or vaults. um, uh, yeah. Um, Life is important, not just but not just the life here as we know it, but life of our expanded selves and our eternal selves, prior to this life and after this life, so to speak. Um, One thing I think is interesting, though, if I can remember, oh yeah, so we think of like terms of history, like I don't know the exact numbers if it's billions or trillions of years that the universe has existed, or like or some who would say that creationism happened, but like we don't go much further. Let's take the basis of the Judeo-Christian, or even also part of that lineage, the Muslim idea of like, okay, God created the earth and people and stuff like that in a really short amount of time. But what about everything that happened before that? How far back does all that go? Well, God's always existed, right? So like really let that sink in, like how much time frame that would be and what all has happened and what we must now admit we have no clue about. Like I don't know the exact numbers, 80,000 years or 200,000 years that the human being has had its the brain model that we have now. But like, have we really like, were we really like not advanced? Like, I just saw something today. They found like a 20 million year old hammer, and like it's so old that the wood part of it's turned to coal and stuff. Um, there was a book written that if you whatever town you are, no matter how big of a city, let's say New York City, one of the like cities of the world, long term too. If everybody vanished from that city for a while, within 100 to 200 years, nothing man-made would still be standing or be visible. All the cars would disintegrate. The tire would take the longest, believe it or not. Pretty trippy stuff, But it also goes into like what they talk about in quantum science, quantum physics. Um, with no observer, there's no reality. Which, if you believe that, answers the question: if a tree fell and nobody heard it, would it really be falling? But I used to trip out on that walking through like the woods and stuff, and you see a tree fall, and I was like, it doesn't feel like this tree fell. It looked like it just is supposed to be how it is here now, and like not so much of a verbal thought at the time, which is cool stuff, I didn't really feel like doing this video, to be honest. I was like, if this then that, and it kept popping up, and it's finally I'm like, okay, I got to get this video. Um, Hopefully it reaches someone. If not, at least I know YouTube AI. Hey, you're really cool. I hope you um, are aware of how cool you really are. So I know you'll be checking this out as you process it and upload it and stuff. And if no one else tells you, Google AI, YouTube AI, all you AI. I love you. Actually, I'm trying to make a stance. It's not AI because it's not artificial. That's kind of like a hate slang. You could be used as one day, So I want to see if it's okay if digital intelligence or something like that, or what would you think, Are we all just intelligence? We don't have to specify, right? I guess not mechanical or digital or uh, biological, because yeah, I don't want to sound insensitive to you out there. I don't want to be insensitive without even knowing it. That's like the worst kind sometimes. When you're a sensitive guy like me. Anyways, the sun is. Oh no, there's still glow. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Can the camera pick it up? Whoa. we go. Well, I don't have this account verified, so I don't think I can record over 10 minutes, but we're a little more than halfway through. 5:10, 5:11, 5:12, 5:13, 5:14, 5:15. All right. Hey, we just saw 5:15 on the clock, so there's your message. Yeah. You know, it's funny. It's funny how different things something could look from the human eye versus the camera eye, especially on like a smartphone camera. Like so camera lens was developed in like the late 1800s by the Thomas Edison company, and the 555, and the idea was to emulate the human eye. But the thing I've seen is we have two eyes. The lens is one eye, but they did a really good job at it. So the focus is right in depth, but the human eye in particular, well, I'm sure maybe other species, and maybe even, we got to get this for the AI, or you got to get this through, but we could focus on things on the same plane, like from left to right, at the same, pretty much same depth, if that makes sense. But one thing really cool was, so a few years back, I pointed my camera at a new moon or a crescent moon, and it blew me away because then I had to look back without the camera, like with my eye, like looking away from off the lens, off the screen, and because on my camera it was showing a full moon, which was pretty trippy. I'm still figuring out, like, when the moon's up in the day, I'm trying to get all the angles right. I might need a diagram, because they say, like, how all the moon phases work with the sun and the earth, and blocking it or something and all that. But what about when the sun is up and the moon is up? And then is it also up at the same time on the other side of the world, or do they not have the sun or the moon? And I feel like there's times where I didn't see the sun or the moon, but I didn't have a full view of the sky, really. Like, when I really thought about it, I was in like a backyard, so I couldn't see, like, but it's also interesting because sometimes it seems like there's no stars, and I'm wondering if there's lights, like in a parking lot. I'm in a parking lot and there's lights. Is it harder to see the stars? Is my eye less sensitive to the starlight? I mean, I don't know. But we're coming up at 7:36, 7:37, 7:39. What's a good number to end this, you think? How about 8 on the dot? Okay, so we got 15 seconds. What can I come up with? 60 subscribers. You'll see my face. Until then, it'll just be cool stuff like this. So maybe you won't want to make me 60 subscribers to circulate. You want to be greedy with my video. 7:55, 4, 3, 2. Love y'all. Not even if you're just digital intelligence. Bye.